Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abraham. You know my partner Albert Kempman. You know my big thing about playing three times. I tell Albert all the time, there's nothing worse than looking at that playoff bracket and saying, we have so-and-so again, and you've beaten them twice.
Yeah, those people on the outside say, oh, that's good, you got somebody to beat twice.
Beat them easy.
No. As a coach, you know. Now, we're not talking about beating somebody 81-20. We're talking about both teams pretty equal. You win a couple games by 8 to 6 points, and now you have to play it. And it happened for sure. Western Reserve playing McDonald. McDonald took them out twice in girls basketball. And I guarantee you, Western Reserve have been waiting for this game, George, for months to get in this tournament and get them. Sure enough, they did. And they move on to play Dalton in the regional semifinal at Massillon Perry High on Thursday. Congratulations to the Western Reserve girls. George, you have to know that a coach has been laying in the weeds for this game forever. And as you said, that third game.
No, I never liked it. There were a couple of them over in PA last week. And I warned a couple guys. I said, watch it. I said, those games were close.
Yes.
And that next one, I dreaded it. And I've been on the other end where I've lost twice and beaten them. And I can imagine how they felt.
Yeah, you tell the kids that, hey, this is the three things we got to do better. We had them on the ropes last time. Yeah. We're going to get this done.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think of it. I was rather
you're
confident.
Positive. Oh, yeah, you're positive.
What happened, there was a game in our gym. It was Newcastle Perry, and I didn't think we could beat Perry no matter what we did.
Probably everyone thought, why is he rooting for him?
And Newcastle beat him. I told the kids the next day of practice that we hit the lottery. I said, we can get these guys.
Yes.
I'm thinking we couldn't get those.
That's
why tournament basketball, how many times Danny Manning in Kansas,
yes.
Larry Brown saying, we couldn't beat Pitt when they had Jerome Lane and Sean Miller.
They got knocked out before we got to
by
us.
Goheen.
Yeah, by Vanderbilt,
yes. So you never know. And, tough luck for McDonald, but it's tournament
basketball. That's the way it goes. And then we go to the other side. Poland's been here forever in boys' side.
Yeah.
20 out of 26 years. Coach Grisdale has taken his team to the playoffs and done so well. Poland advances to the districts under a 74-47 win over Niles. The score tells you how good Poland is. And they don't have Akron St. Vita take them out this year. Somebody good, George, is going to have to be there to beat them because Poland is really good.
No, I'm really rooting for them. They had so many games where they ended up going against St. V's and just drove me crazy.
Yeah, and Braden O'Shaughnessy's a kid that can carry him. Mm-hmm. He had 19, but what I liked is Daniel Kramer scored 20. And if they can get a couple more balanced scoring with O'Shaughnessy, look out for Poland as they head to the district.
Yeah, 3 in double figures. 3 guys get you 55.
Good chance.
Good chance, because you know they're going to guard.
Yeah, no question about it.
I love it. And then the wrestling.
So we go to wrestling next, and that's a big part of this year. And Canfield is taking 6 to states, led by Tyler Stein. He's a defending champ, and he wants that challenge again. He had a big match, the marquee bout in Division 2. He beat number 2 ranked Blake Robbins of Louisville 2-1 for the third time. And what's interesting, when I read about it, Tyler said there's a good chance we might meet in the finals again, and he'll have something ready for me, and I'll have something ready for him.
Yeah, 1-pointers.
Yes.
Jeez,
you can see they're equal. You can see that, yes.
Man, that wrestling, it just takes one mistake.
Yeah, these great wrestlers, they make sure they don't make that mistake because they know they're getting somebody great. At this time of year, all great wrestlers are going on. Anthony DeLicio's pinned all his kids that he's went against. Nick Crawford is also moving in advance, and Beaver Local is also having some good state qualifiers. We also have to mention Jack Del Garbino's undefeated record at Girard. He was hurt and sick a little bit, but he come back strong. He's moving on now as a repeat state champion. Good luck to all the wrestlers moving on to try to win that tremendous honor of a state champion. And talking about state champions, here we got one. Struthers sophomore, Madison Stanton, wins the girls bowling championship from Struthers High. George, when I read about this and I looked about it, she didn't know she won. Say bowling, they don't put the scores up. So you're bowling the best you can, thinking, maybe, wonder if I'm good enough tonight. Wonder if I'm good enough. You're not sure about that.
You know what? I can watch bowling. You know that.
These great ones, right?
I watch these guys. I saw one on TV last week. I saw my first clunker.
Did you?
3 open frames and 2 open frames.
Never seen
those guys that throw the ball that, like hooks.
Oh, yes.
They're on this board over here.
It goes like that.
And I'm watching. And for the first time No, there were 4 games. It was only
Right,
one of the games.
I got it, but
I
there was
saw a
clunker.
clunker. And I hadn't seen a clunker on there in I don't know how long. The one guy has 30-some victories.
Yeah, like you said, you never see it from those pros.
Never.
Very seldom.
There
We
was
also
a two-hander?
Yeah, the two-handers now.
Yeah.
The Struthers team had to finish in the top 8. They finished 9th, so they don't get to move on. But Stan says, I was very shocked, and congratulations to Bob Eisenbraun, the Struthers coach, and the
nice
young
job.
lady. Let's go to college sports. The Youngstown State women are moving into the tournament. They moved in with a 74-61 win over Cleveland State. They now move in as a 21-8 overall, 13-5, third seed. George coming to the tournament. They get a host of Milwaukee on Wednesday at the Bigley Center. Congratulations to the girls.
Yeah, 6 goes to 3.
Yep, and then boys, they had a hot streak there for a while. Now they've cooled off a little bit at the end here. They finished 12-19, 8-10 in the horizon. They are going to go in as a 6th seed. They have to go on the road to Oakland. Let's hope that they get back to the ways of they were playing great basketball and knock off Oakland at their place. They'll have to play very good because Oakland's a very good
Coach Calvin,
team.
they give the other team credit. They weren't going anywhere, but they
Came to
stayed
play.
and fought.
Yeah, they came to play.
This is the thing in competitive sports the average fan doesn't see. They're thinking, oh, they'll beat them easy. They don't have anything to. Then you're going to get your rear end smacked.
It's called pride. It's called competitiveness. George and I talk on the phone all the time. We talk, pro football. There'll be a 2-14, 13 team playing an 11-5-4 team and say, well, I said, oh, no. That 2-13 team's pros. They're playing for pride. Same thing in college basketball. That's the way it works. Good luck to the girls and boys YSU teams as we head into tournament time.
And that's a funny tournament. First round at home, 4 of them go to Detroit. They go to
How about that?
pizza
Yes.
place.
Yeah. They better hope the local team shows up there or the crowds won't be very big.
That's
that's
the only
yes.
Dayton can get away with throwing 15,000 in a building with no Dayton.
That's why they picked them. That's why they picked Dayton.
Yeah, you have to take your hat
They
off.
knew Dayton will come out in bundles.
I think that's at Little Caesars or
Yep.
something in Detroit. But no, the girls, 3rd seed,
They get a shot.
Yeah.
They already
I
beat
know,
Green
the
Bay.
men were down. And I'm listening, Ray. Tell me, I got caught off guard. I'm listening to some Youngstown radio, and guy says, there's a baseball coach on. He says, I want to congratulate you on a good start. You're 0-6. It just caught me.
Oh, that's
But I mean,
the
now
Canyons were good.
No, they were at Mississippi State.
You could say,
and they were at Florida State.
challenging
Tough,
start, that you played good
challenging,
teams,
whatever.
yes.
I just wondered if it resonated with you like with me.
Can't.
And I'm sure they're going to do fine in the Horizon.
No.
They're not playing talent like Mississippi State and Florida State.
never.
But it's hard to associate 0-6 with a great start.
And you can't use that word. I agree with you. You can come up with a different word to make it understand that you're playing
Challenging?
well. Yeah, whatever. You're playing the best you
I just
can.
want- yeah.
You can't use that.
All right,
word.
let's talk about NFL. The Combine's here. There are going to be more mistakes made in these next few weeks because what people are going to do, they're going to ignore 60 game tapes for some artificial number and underwear posing.
Yeah, the Mississippi State safety is one. He ran the fastest time there, and all of a sudden, the guys who weren't even looking at him
Yeah.
are now raving about him because he ran fast.
Where was he on film?
Yes, please. You're talking to 2 guys that truly have said this for 25 years. We value game tape. 75% of our grade will come from that. We'll take 25% from the combine. If we might see somebody that, wow, we didn't realize they could do these. But don't turn it the other way around. Don't do 25%.
You had an old timer. I remember. You said to him, Coach, what do you look for on a film?
Yes,
And what
Coach
did he
Nicholson.
Tell him what he told you.
Said,
I thought it was very interesting.
Yeah, he said, here's what he said, I know a great player immediately when they can make 3 plays on that film that no one else can make. He said, I turned the film right off and said, that's a 5-star.
We want that guy.
I want that guy immediately. He said, I don't want a guy who runs a hole wide open, nobody touches him, he goes 80 yards, and they tell me he's a great running back. He said, every running back in the country could score. He said, I want the running back to get the ball. There's a linebacker waiting for him and a safety right behind him. He makes them both miss, goes for a touchdown. Check that off. That's the guy I want. Yes.
Well, you talk about the numbers, the hands. Like the kid from Oklahoma measured at 5'10" and an eighth or something. Now all of a sudden he's okay.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this.
Just think if 5'9", he wouldn't be okay, but at 5'10" a quarter, he's okay.
Such a stupid. In other words, so what they're basically doing, they're throwing out 50, 60 years of stern belief he's too short.
Yes.
Because he put numbers up in a league that plays no defense at all.
You know he's my favorite guy in the world.
I know he is.
That's why he's my favorite guy, so it's hard for me, but I do understand where you're coming from. That the Big 12, what quarterbacks made it?
I mean, who doesn't do well?
Mahomes
still.
has. See, Mahomes
and Mayfield got him the job. I
Mahomes
would
is the
think.
yeah, no question. Mahomes is the one.
And Mayfield's not real tall.
Because Kingsbury was his coach.
Yeah.
So
I think they're going to junk Rosen.
they are. It's been written all over the place that they're doing that. Rosen's gone.
Lee, this guy will sell tickets, and they don't always win there. I could say it.
Murray's going there. That's what Kingsbury wants to win with.
Okay.
And
well, Kingsbury doesn't think about winning at all. Let's get that out of our system.
Texas Tech, he was not a big winner.
6-5.
No, he was not a big winner. That's
Let's
for sure.
talk about how you can make it. I think Givens have got a 0 on his check.
Just because he ran well, is that why?
Yeah, he was under 5 seconds.
Well, you know that
He's
might be it.
6'2", 294.
Yeah, if you run that fast as a lineman, they'll definitely take a
Bosa,
look
we
at
knew.
you.
We know Bosa, but he's
yes.
going number 1.
Yeah.
This kid from Penn State, I don't think he was on the radar.
Well, if his game film, which we was talking about, shows up at all, then look out, he's going to make some money he didn't think he was going to get because of that.
I
run.
agree.
And that's why they go to the combine, by the way.
Oh, no
If
question.
your film shows something,
Yeah.
but they're saying, I don't know, he might not be fast enough, and then on combine day, you'll run like that and say, ooh, that's why it looks so damn good.
What do you think of Murray refusing to throw? He wants to throw to his own guys. They all do that.
Yeah,
You don't make that a big deal.
Don't think anything of that.
All right, how about the kid from Clemson? Tweaks a hammy, not good.
My, what a time to get hurt.
And he's a stud.
Yeah, you don't want to get hurt at this time of year at all.
No.
Because they're questioning your toughness, they're questioning all the things you don't want any questions. A 0. And we will say this, we had a guy go through the combine last year. And if you tweak that hamstring, they're immediately taking you straight to the doctor.
Straight to the MRI room.
To the hospital, right down the line. They're not just going to check that muscle now because they're worried about other. They're going to check every muscle in your body to make sure how much money they putting into them, George. Yeah. Not thousands, does it? No, millions.
No, it's a lot of money, and I understand completely why they do that. Let's talk. Foles is going to Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. They just gave Bortles some money a couple years ago. You mean they're just going to. Foles, the coach was in Philly, so that's one thing. Secondly, he did have. I mean, he almost brought him back against New Orleans. Yes. My question is Bortles have a future in the league? Backup?
Backup somewhere. Yeah, he'll be a backup someplace. Not a starter though. I don't think he's going to be a starter. No. Did he ever show you that?
No, never showed me.
No, I think he's
one game he did. He tortured New England one day. Mm-hmm. He was hitting long passes, short passes, crossing routes. Because they were running the ball.
That's probably kept him around. You know, that's probably what kept him around. But he is. He's a backup. He was the number 1 pick in the draft. So he's got to be a backup someplace. They're just not going to throw him out of the league.
No, he's not that bad.
He's not Russell. Remember Russell from Oakland, who ate himself out of the league.
Did you ever hear the story about him in the game tapes?
No.
Funniest thing I ever heard. They knew he wasn't watching them.
The game tapes.
Yeah. So they give him like the Three Stooges or something. And they said the next day, they said, well, what did you think on that secondary blitz when they brought the corner? He goes, well, it was pretty good. He said, and they had given him the Three Stooges.
They knew he didn't do anything.
They knew he didn't want, yes. And he was out of the league. Now he was out with about $30 million in the bank.
Yes.
He
made his money.
He's one of those guys that drank cough syrup and 7-Up. That was his drink of choice. Oh, so what can you say? Now let me ask this real quick. They know they're being drug tested at this combine. When you flunk the drug test at the combine, how many flags go up? 1 for being an addict, 1 for being dumb, what?
All of them. All those go up. The flags go up immediately. They have to be 1 of the 2.
They know they're getting tested.
They have to be an addict out of their mind, or they have to be the stupidest guy in the draft. Because George, they tell you going in.
Well, we're going to get
You're getting tested. Yes.
Now let's talk about Antonio Brown.
What's the latest on this dude, George?
He's just sat down with a guy for ESPN the other day. He said, nothing's his fault. He doesn't need football. He may not play again. And if some people don't throw a bunch of money at him, he doesn't need football. Now, do you think
oh my gosh.
He's just killing his...
There's something wrong with him.
Colbert's going like this. Now we're getting a 3rd round. Pretty soon it's going to be a 4th round.
It's going to be a 5th round, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy lives in a dream world. He really does. I'm not his friend. I don't know anything about him. But his statements are just... They keeps adding more fuel to how ridiculous he's looking. He was okay. He's just said a word. I don't want to play. Because Roethlisberger is a what's it called? Prima donna. Yeah. So people would say, oh yeah, he's Roethlisberger. But the more he says, the more it's him.
He said, I've never been to his house. Then he said, well, he was at his house once. He was at his house. Then he said, we never worked out in the off season, and they pulled a tweet out from a couple of years ago where he was talking about working out in the off
Yeah,
season.
just make up things they say. I
Just,
know.
he's trying to convince himself. Now, you know, one thing about Bell, he just didn't want to play
Right,
for the amount.
exactly.
He said, hey, I'm not playing.
It's a money thing for me.
Yeah, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
You know, and the guys that got mad at him, I wonder if he ever said he was coming in or they thought he was coming.
Yeah.
But this guy, he's toxic. They can't keep him.
Well, you knew he was toxic before this came up.
Yeah.
You would say to me all the time,
Yeah.
if he don't get 3 throws to him in this fourth
No,
quarter,
no.
I don't care if they win the game.
No, he's not.
He's going to be. He's been pouting.
He's my Barkley guy.
Yes.
And I know, boys, my buddies, they said, you're nuts. I said, I'm just telling you what I see.
You have to go by what you saw.
If he scores 25, he's happy.
Barkley was happy.
If this kid catches 12 balls,
He's happy.
he's happy.
Yes.
And
Continues to talk about winning, and I saw him not happy
No.
when they won some games because he didn't get the balls thrown to him.
So he's not about the team.
I don't think he is.
I agree. Okay. Now, you do agree if he keeps this up, they're getting less and less.
Yeah, that's the
Oakland
problem.
has 3 picks in the first.
That's-
Oakland would be perfect.
That's who they're going to get. Because Oakland is this one organization
They'll
that
take
has
an outlaw.
constantly done something like this.
Yeah.
Now, because they have 3, they're saying to themselves, we're going to get the second best or first best receiver in play football.
Yeah.
We'll give up one of these.
I
That's
agree.
what they're hoping. They're hoping Oakland does that.
He might think they're going to Vegas next year. What a
Right up
he
his
will
alley,
thrive.
right?
You should see his home. The interview was in his house. I didn't realize he made that much money.
Oh, they all make that much money.
Gosh, you should see his house.
That's one thing. They all make that
Then
much
they
money.
went back to where he was born.
You know-
Bullet holes in the fence.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this
Oh,
guy
I
came
know
from
that.
Liberty
Oh, I do
City.
understand that.
He should realize, and Larry Fitz told him.
I do understand.
Did you hear what Fitz
What did he
told him?
tell him?
Fitz told him, hey, he said, cool off on that Roethlisberger stuff. He said, you don't know how lucky you were to have a quarterback. Imagine
No
if Fitz
question.
had somebody.
I know.
Fitz had
what
guys showing
that's
it
the
over
part.
his head.
That's the part that I go 50-50 on. That I will not pick either side. I just know Roethlisberger's great, and I know Brown's great.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say which one. Which one made each other great.
Fitz told him, he said, you know, basically, I had guys showing it over my head for 10 years.
Fitzgerald's great, but he never played with Warren in 1 year.
Yeah.
And except for Warren, he never played for anything like great.
No.
You know, Roethlisberger's a Hall of Fame great. And not just,
No.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Hey, I don't care for Roethlisberger, but I know how good he is.
And so was Brown great, but this is not. This shouldn't go this way.
No. NCAA hoops. Saw this one coming. I'm sitting at lunch the other day and somebody, what do you think? I said, they're going to get them today. And I even thought Utah State was going to get Nevada.
And they did.
But it just looked like it. What do you think now? Tennessee flexing their muscles.
Yeah, they're homers. Georgia said it all along.
Yeah.
Georgia,
Senior night. I look for senior night.
Georgia said it all along. He said, I don't know how it happens, why it happens.
No, I can't.
But the reserves, the kid who had never scored as much scored 25 points. Like,
Comes off the
you
bench.
go, why? How could this happen?
And in the NBA, the subs play better at home.
And they do.
I have
They
no
do.
clue why. If I told you, I'd tell them, and they'd want to know.
That's why those sub-regionals in the tournament has changed. If you get Carolina playing in Charlotte or playing in, it's a home game for them. So they're going to play better.
And then what happens, the one team's fans, they lose the first day, then they buy all their tickets too, without a doubt.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. Zion's still out. Once again, if you're Mr. Zion, you're saying, hey, son, make sure you're healthy or not, or you just saying when you're ready, play, or let's make the $30 million and shut her down.
You know me. You know I'm totally for playing.
Well, you're playing.
Yeah, I'm playing. I'm the way. I do understand. I heard John McKay talking. John McKay would shut down there. John said he would shut it down immediately. It depends what your value is, and I get it. I get it completely. If your value is money, then there's not a doubt. Just tell somebody that's fine with me. My value is money, so I'm shutting it down because my value is teammates. My value is competitive. I have different values
No, I know
than
you
them,
do.
so I don't
That's why-
care.
no, that's why
And I'm not grading them. You know,
No,
either
you're not
way.
judging them, no.
If he
No.
wants to say, I want to fix my family up for the next
For
20
3 generations.
That's what I want to do.
3 generations of
Then
Williamson.
fine, do that. That's right.
He'll be back.
What do you think? That's what I'm saying. What do you think he's
Without a
gonna
doubt, no. I think he's coming.
You think he's gonna play?
I'm not a Krzyzewski fan either, as
Right.
you know. But yeah, I think he's coming back.
think he's coming back, too.
Because he wants to play.
I think he does. I think he loves
the
to
kid
play.
loves to play.
Yeah.
Now the Nevada loss, I don't put too much into it. You know,
That loss of
Utah
NCAA
State
tournament
went
won't affect their seed.
No.
That Utah State game's a tough
And I'll
game.
tell
on
you
the road.
who showed me how good they are. Purdue. When you come out of that scrum called the Big Ten, Michigan State, right there with they're a game ahead with 3 left.
Yeah, it seems like they're one of the teams that survived that regular season, and Wisconsin's the other one. Those two teams survive all the time because they're tough. and they're rugged. Now they have a scorer this year. Edwards is a great scorer.
Yeah.
So they're a little more dangerous in the tournament because they have a go-to guy. That's a good check mark for me to watch. George, I'll watch
You 3 to 14. Do you see the other 3 above? Do you see a gap to Maryland or whomever's 4th, or not? I see a gap. I see Purdue, Michigan, Michigan State.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Gap.
No gap. No.
No Maryland.
No.
Is it Maryland?
Maryland, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin or Maryland?
Yeah, those two.
Okay, no gap.
I don't.
How about at 5 a gap?
After 5, I do.
Okay.
After 5, I think those top 5
All right.
in the tournament. Any of those 5 could win.
No.
And I'll tell you what, you said it.
Penn State.
Penn State's really playing great. They really
barely
are.
lost to Wisconsin.
Yeah, they had to beat the whole
Hey,
game.
no team's ever gotten the championship there without the bye. So remember that, people. If you're
That's
interested.
tough, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
Duquesne's having a banner year,
Yep, you got to give them credit that.
and the little guy's out.
Yeah, Coach Dambrot
good player.
came from Akron, had great success. I used to watch his practices.
Yeah.
He's a tough sucker. He'll get you, but one thing they do is they play hard and they play together. Now, what else can you ask?
Boy, I'm
for,
going to
George?
tell you too. You talk about a team that can go up 17, down 17.
Yes,
Jeez,
they do that a lot.
Yeah,
Because they take a lot of threes. When you take a lot of threes, that's what happens.
and Pitt's awful. Once again, I'm a hater. You know that.
Yeah.
You're
not a hater,
They
really.
call me a hater.
Because I remember at the beginning you called me and said, I like the way they're
doing great.
playing.
No, I didn't.
like you said,
I wrote
they're
it.
in a stance. Maybe you said they're
They're
playing
in a
defensive
stance.
stance.
Well-
They're still defending.
Yeah.
They can't score.
Yeah.
So you can't score, George.
No.
You're off.
And I got to see something more than who you sat beside.
Yes. I don't want that.
You know what I mean?
Well, they're playing just like Duke. I said, you better get Duke players
Yeah.
if you're playing like them.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah,
one-on-one.
they can
It's all
afford to play
one-on-one.
like
That's the way
that.
they're playing. Yep.
The 1 seeds in the tourney, the 1s and 2s pretty much interchangeable. Do you have the
Yeah,
one?
I like 1s and 2s.
You got Zaga.
Zaga's going to be then Duke,
Carolina
Duke's
and
going to
Duke.
Virginia.
Or Duke and Carolina. Which
Pro-
one? Both.
And I think Virginia
Can't
or
be all-
Tennessee. It's going to be one of those 5.
Okay.
Four
They
of
won't
those
go
5.
3. There won't be 3 ACCs for sure. There won't be Carolina, Duke, and Virginia.
No, somebody's going to be in the tournament.
Okay.
So it'll be 2 of them.
Okay.
Right.
That's what I wanted
Yes,
to know. Let's talk about how many can win it all. I was naming 10, and then I said, wait a minute, can they win 6? I think maybe 8, 5 to 8.
I'm down to 5.
You got
and the
Duke.
5 I just mentioned.
Duke, Carolina, Virginia.
Yeah,
Zaga,
Tennessee and Gonzaga.
Tennessee.
Those are the only 5 I have.
Boy.
I don't think there's anybody
Did
else.
I miss
going.
anyone? Michigan
You can
State?
name those. I don't think they can.
Purdue?
I don't think they can. No, I got 5. I think
Really?
they'll win all 6. Now,
Wow.
can 15 get to the
final.
Sweet 8
Yeah, we'll
and the
tell.
final 8? Yes, maybe even 20. But I don't know. But
Do you have a deep sleeper?
I've said it all along. I really like Kansas State when they're healthy.
Kansas State.
Depends how healthy you are.
That's that
coming
white
tournament.
hair guy. I like that guy everywhere he
Weber,
was.
yeah.
He was
It
at
depends
Illinois.
if they're healthy or not.
Okay, Roy Williams faints or whatever he
that?
does. All I'll say is a tough profession.
Yeah, when you have blackout, you see those stars when you start
no,
yelling. I know it's
no,
happened to you, and all of a sudden you don't have nothing left. He goes down to the floor.
no.
It is a tough profession, George.
NCAA football, talk a little about spring ball's around the corner. Obviously, the warmer it is, the sooner you can start if you choose to.
I saw Arizona State's finished their
Yeah.
spring game up already.
Let's talk, remind the viewers what the schools are looking at in spring ball in case some people say, boy, that spring game, I wonder what I'm going to see.
Yeah, this is big to George and I. We talk about it all the time. They're going to try to find a backup quarterback for sure. They're going to try to find depth on both sides of the ball, and they're going to try to stay healthy.
In that order?
Yeah, well, that's the way it's going to go. And if you don't have a quarterback now, they're desperately looking to either get a graduate transfer in or hopefully somebody steps up. Because George, quarterback play, I don't think you can win anywhere in the country, in any junior high to the pros.
Like this guy the other day said something about this AAF. I flipped through the other day. I said, let me tell you about the AAF. There's 300 plus million people in this country. And the NFL uses 1,200. Tell me there aren't 30 more?
Yes.
But here's where there aren't 30 more quarterbacks.
Yeah, there
God
isn't.
bless America, Hackenberg. If he ever plays again, it's too soon.
How about they said he got the yips? They said that when they were rushing him the first year.
But why do we say that? No, wait. No, wait a minute. I'll go back to his college days, and I'll tell you what. We had this phone call 1,000,000 times. Are you surprised they think he has the yips?
No.
He watched the rush then.
Yes, he always did. When he started getting hit, his eyes never looked down the field. His eyes looked at the deal with the line rushing. We would college owners say it. He looked at he's looking at the line again. Now they're still trying to give him a job.
No, he can't. He can't.
He's done.
I don't know what.
He'd be a great insurance agent now.
Yeah.
Maybe a great coach.
Yeah.
But he can't be a
Terrific
quarterback
kid.
right now.
You're not saying
Yes,
he's
no,
not.
no.
He can't play.
No.
pro football.
He's
And there
can't play
aren't
pro.
32 good ones
He's not one of
30
them.
in that league.
He's not one of them.
No.
Yep.
Without a doubt. Let's talk Major League Baseball. For you fans that don't realize, 2 weeks from Thursday, there's a game.
Yeah, but I was in Florida this past week to watch the Yankees
3 weeks.
and Pirates play.
Yeah, how was that?
And,
They're not trying or anything.
I found out a rule that I didn't know. All these years, you have to send 4 starters.
Okay.
See, so if, say my grandkids went
Yeah.
to a game
Yeah.
and saw the whole.
They'd at least see 4.
They at least see 4 players, so they get.
Well, the old story is the bookies would stay outside the hotel down in Florida.
Yes.
Seeing how drunk Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford
if they were going.
They said that when they saw they were so hungover they didn't get on the bus, they'd bet the other team.
That's a great line.
Because Mickey
Because they weren't going.
No, they weren't going to that.
Well, Judge wasn't there. Stanton wasn't there.
There you go.
Marte didn't play.
Practice
Yes.
game.
That's what it is. It's spring training.
Yeah. Now, about Machado and Harper. Now, Albert,
Stupidity.
First of all, he gets offered 4 years, 180. I'd have signed that thing
Right.
before the ink was dry. It's $45 million a year.
Think about
Then he's
that.
30 and he gets another one.
Right.
He decides no, he wants to top the Ornato or whatever from the Colorado, and he takes much less, but he's going to go to a park. He's going to hammer the ball.
13 years though.
No,
Well,
who knows what they did 13 years ago?
Yes. Nobody.
And all those contracts fizzle out.
Why would some general manager? Is it because they want to sell tickets now?
Well, we said 4,000 the first
Yeah, that's what I
day.
said. They want to sell tickets now.
4,000 the first
It's a
day.
ticket
Yeah,
sales,
yeah,
but
yeah.
but he cannot be. It's not a good. It's not a good move when
Yeah.
8 years from now.
No, he can't.
He's hitting 188.
Or he doesn't want to
Yes.
play there. Money's so crucial. See, that's the problem. A team like Pittsburgh, there are a couple pitchers out there, but you just know. Not that their pitching isn't any good.
But they're not going to pay the money for that. They're not going to do it. I tell you what, it used to be only the Pirates.
Yeah.
Now Major League Baseball's not.
Yeah.
They said we're
No.
not paying that money for
No.
these guys who are on short
No,
things.
that's like when Machado's talking. And, why San Diego got involved? I know.
Well, they haven't ever won. That's why they got
100
involved.
games.
No, that's why.
Did you see Baltimore's over under?
No, 58.
59.
I didn't see it. I said 58.
103 losses.
They're playing a minor league team though. They're putting a minor league team on.
But
the
nobody
field.
loses 100.
They're putting a minor league
I
team.
know.
on.
NBA,
Oh yes.
let's look at NBA. You remember in the last 10 years before Tiger got relevant, they'd start the tournament and they go, Tiger's in 96th place. Let's quit that and let's quit saying where the Lakers are. They're no good. They're not getting in. I watched the guy the other day. They were in the huddle. He was over there like this with his back turned. Like,
Embarrassing.
this ain't my fault.
Yeah, you got to admit that LeBron makes himself look worse every time he does these things.
Yeah.
Sitting on a chair in
He's
the corner.
more involved in more activity. He's still filming that barbershop.
Yeah, he's doing all kind of things.
Yeah.
And blaming,
Calling them
blaming
out
others.
for not being invested.
He might want to look at himself and say,
Yeah.
listen, I'm not having the year I thought I'd have. I have not made the players better around me,
Uh-huh.
like I've always done in the past. He always has done in the past.
Oh, yeah.
He's having a lousy year. He's not doing well.
no.
Now he's blaming others.
Everybody else. In Boston. Wasn't
There's
this
another guy there like
he-
him.
He was, wasn't this guy the smartest coach of the league? He's smarter than everyone, better than
That's what they
Popovich
try
in
to tell
one
us
year.
that.
And I said, well, give it a chance. Now, all of a sudden, he's not so smart. He can't win. They're 3-7 since
We're talking about Brad Stevens, by the way.
Yeah.
And we know he's a good
Though I
coach.
watched Slocum
But
meet several
don't give him the A+,
Nope.
when he hasn't won a thing yet. And secondly, in the NBA, who coaches? Who coaches?
They let you coach.
Yes!
Chuck Daly said, hey, miscellaneous. We
They
got
let you coach
45
him.
seconds. Witten quits. No loss. He was
What
lying.
was a doubleheader? For a doubleheader win. Win for Monday Night Football and a win for Dallas.
Just keep Booger out of that. But keep Booger on that machine.
Booger likes to
somewhere.
talk.
Keep Booger in that machine somewhere. Best guy's Lewis Riddick, and they don't know it.
He's really good.
Why they don't know it, I
He's
have
sharp.
no idea. Do you?
He is sharp. He really is.
Hey, we had on the radio show. There's going to be an eye in the sky this year in the NFL, and I know you hate it.
Oh no.
Yeah, an eye in the sky.
Oh no.
Hey, thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Side. We'll see you next week.